Next one was Tyrell Fortune versus Jack May, man. And I'll just say, optic-wise, I thought this was a very interesting matchup just because Jack May's like 6'8", right? Just fucking hulking, right? You know, super tall. But it lasted very long. Tyrell Fortune, I mean, he's a wrestler. This dude was like a minus 1,500 favorite in the betting lines. And he got the job done, TKO round one, man. It wasn't very competitive. It wasn't very close, to be honest with you. This is kind of like a filler on the card. But I just like to see Tyrell Fortune TKO Jack May and then and immediately get up and start screaming, talk that shit now. Talk that shit now. I was like, oh, this is personal. Like, okay, y'all really about it. Like, you not playing around over here. All right, understood. Now, let me ask you, AJ, and this is just like, you know, backseat fight watcher, you know what I mean? Armchair, you know, fighter, whatever the case may be. How do you think the optics change of a fighter? Just, you know, the whole entire thought process behind the fight when it's really bad blood, when it's truly bad blood, to like not be respectful martial artists after the fight and say, hey, good fight, man. You know what I mean? You did a good job. That was all just trying to build up the fight, but to be like, talk that shit now, motherfucker. Like, we in here. What do you think goes into that?
I mean, personally, I like it. You know, like the fact that he was able to get up, because he even explained that. He was like, yo, he was sending me all these DMs talking shit. Talk that shit now, boy. Like, it made me excited, but also you kind of I don't know if we want to see that going forward, just as far as, you know, leading to scraps and other things, extracurriculars outside of the octagon. But it's weird because it's a catch-22 in my book. You know, you can fight angry and you can fight mad. And one of the, you know, a quick what's the word, like a foreshadowing a little bit for the next week. That's one of the reasons why I like Marvin Vettori, man. If you get an angry Marvin in there, you're dangerous. Like, he's dangerous. But you get like an angry, I don't know, more often than not, if you fight angry, you're not fighting clear-minded, you make mistakes, you can get capitalized on. So it's hard. It's weird to say, but man, he brought that passion, and it was very exciting to see for me, man. I was hyped up.
Yeah, man. I mean, it was awesome. But like you said, man, Jose Aldo versus Conor McGregor, right? McGregor riled him up, got Aldo pissed off, and then knocked Aldo out because he didn't fight how he normally fights, right? You know, probably Cody Garbrandt versus TJ Dillashaw, probably the same exact thing. Like, you know, so sometimes it does work, and that's why I'm kind of hesitant and skeptical on that preview of Marvin Vettori versus Kevin Holland, because I like Vettori and I, you know what I mean, early foreshadowing, I'm really favoring him in this matchup. But if he gets a little too angry, man, it could be his downfall, because he can go into brawl mode, which is, you know, Vettori does, and can get knocked out, man. Kevin Holland is a sniper. So, you know, we'll talk about that more, you know what I mean, next week, right? But yeah, man, this was, like I said, for these Bellator cards, sometimes it's like, it's not, and even if you listen to the weigh-in podcast, which I talk about all the time, right? Basically doing free advertisement for those guys. Not because, you know, I want to necessarily, but because this is very knowledgeable individuals, a former fighter and one of the OG referees of the game, and Big John McCarthy and, you know, Thompson, not Stephen Thompson, Josh Thompson. There we go. Right. Former UFC fighter, former, you know, Strikeforce. Anyways. The reason why is because even when you listen to their breakdowns of the Bellator cards, they'll be like, all right, man, there was like 2 fights to talk about. The rest of it, it's just kind of, you know, came and went, right? And that's what I'm saying is, like, Bellator, in comparison to the UFC, they're still lacking some depth. They're still lacking a little bit of that production. But, I mean, hey.